go ahead and get into the third form of defense, the first being head, the second being hands. I think that these are extremely important things for young wrestlers to learn, not just older guys. We usually just teach younger guys sprawling, but I believe that young wrestlers need to learn the first two forms of defense as well. But for this video, we're going to go ahead and show you the third form of defense, which is a sprawl. This is when they beat our head, they get underneath our head, and they get underneath our hands, and they're starting to get to our hips. We got to get our legs back. We have to sprawl. If our feet stay planted, he's going to drive into us. He's got good momentum. He's going to knock into us. Our hips are going to bend back. Our heels are going to dig into the mat, and he's going to drive through us and take us down. So, first thing we're going to do is we're in our stance. He lowers his level and he starts to get to our legs. Maybe our hands are right above him, okay? They're not down below. We're not down blocking at this point. Now we got to sprawl. If he is shooting at this leg right here in front, okay, and he's shooting a high crotch or he's shooting a double, his head's going to be on this side. I want to sprawl away from the shot. I want to sprawl away from his head. When I sprawl, if he latches onto my legs, if I sprawl away and my hips move away, it's going to carry his upper body, it's going to carry his head, and his face will plant into the ground. Now if I sprawled the other way and I sprawled into him with his head on this side, it would allow his head to stay up and his chest to stay up. If his head and his chest can stay up, that helps him recover. It helps him to be able to stand up and drive into you if his head's up in his ribs. But if his head's in the mat, it's going to be much harder for him to recover his base, to get his head back up. There's a lot of things that we can do from that position to prevent him from getting his head and his chest back up. But just the simple steps of this is, if he's shooting on this side, I sprawl away. He's going to shoot, my hands are going to go down, and my feet are going to go back, my hips are going to go straight into the mat, and my chest is going to stay up. So we're right here, he shoots, my hips go down, my chest stays up. That is extremely important. Now, I don't have a partner here with me. What a lot of wrestlers tend to do is, when they're sprawled on top of someone, is they'll collapse on top and they'll rest their chest on the person's back. When that occurs, right here, when I'm hipping in right here, if he's got my leg right now, I'm lifting up on his hands with my thighs right here, and my hips are driving in. That puts a lot of pressure on his shoulders. As soon as my chest comes down, it makes my hips go back, it makes my knees bend, and I release a lot of pressure. What I want to do is I want to keep him as smothered as possible with my hips and my hands. I want to keep his face in the mat. I do not want him to come up. If he gets his knees back under him and he gets his head up and he starts driving again, I'm in a bad way. So he goes, he shoots to this leg, my hands are going to go down, I'm going to sprawl away, and my hips go down. My legs are wide, my feet are not together, my chest is up, the hips are driving in. If he was shooting a sweep single to this side, let's say he pulled on my leg right here, let's say he pulled on my hand right here, he got my leg to step forward, boom, and he starts shooting on this leg, same exact thing, it's just the opposite way, boom, I'm sprawling away.